Sony, please don't copyright strike me. I already bought the album. What is going on, dudes and dudettes? Major Pineapple here, and the latest Spider-Man game just released, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. This game has been hyped up since its first initial announcement in June, and rightfully so. Does Miles Morales go full swing like Peter Parker did back in 2018, or is it just another venomous bug bite? Let's find out. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is a side story based on the 2018 PlayStation exclusive Marvel Spider-Man. This is the first time that the sole focus in a Spider-Man game hasn't been on Peter. It's the titular character Miles Morales, who's about a year into being Spidey. After the Spidey gang has an experience with the Rhino, really proving Miles that he has what it takes to be a hero, Peter drops a bomb on him saying that he's abandoning Miles because he doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore. I'm just kidding, Peter is just going on a working vacation with Mary Jane for the Daily Bugle. So Miles is gonna have to fly, or swing, solo for a little while. After Peter gifts you with your very own Spider-Man suit, you're introduced to Miles Morales' personal life, like his mother Rio Morales, who is running for city council, his best friend Genki from Brooklyn Vision's Academy, and Finn, who he's kinda crushing on. After this, you see more of Miles becoming a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Even though we got this in the original title, it feels more emphasized here. Hell, the first thing that Miles does in this game is get off the subway to his neighborhood. There's a lot at stake here with the Roxxon Corporation and the new gang called the Underground. Miles as Spider-Man is doing everything he can to live up to the mantle of Spider-Man, but he's doing it his own way. This game tells the traditional Spider-Man story really well, and showing the duality between the mask and the man behind the mask. If you played the first game in the series, you'll feel right at home here. Miles controls just as well as Peter, with a few adjustments. Miles looks like he's trying to gain his balance, and I really like it. It shows he's still getting used to being a superhero and is close to mastering it. It's the most prevalent in web swinging, and it is so much fun to swing here. In the original game, I never did tricks much, but here I find myself doing them non-stop. And while swinging through New York, you have a ton of stuff to do. You have to find old lock boxes, do challenges from Peter, find underground caches, and so much more that makes the city feel so dense with activities. Side missions are brought up by swiping left on the touchpad to give access to the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man app developed by Genki. People report a crime, Spidey takes care of it. With the traversal system perfectly intact with Miles' signature flair, how's combat, you might be asking yourself? I'm happy to tell y'all that it's still amazing here. They take away the weapon wheel from the first game that would make Ezio jealous and replace it with just 4 main weapons: web shooters, a gravity well, a holodrome, and a remote mine detonator. And they also do a lot to shine a light on the Venom abilities. Venom abilities are one of Miles' signature powers that let him output bioelectricity from his body. It looks so cool in the game, and it's even implemented into the traversal system. I always found myself messing around with this specific ability and enjoying every moment of it. Along with the Venom powers, Miles has the ability to camouflage himself with his surroundings, and this makes stealth super fun. Sneaking past underground and Roxxon goons right under their noses is so satisfying, and being able to do a stealth takedown when they least expect it is even more so. I know this game is a visual masterpiece on the PlayStation 5, but I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I have to play this on the PlayStation 4. Even so though, it looks amazing. The way the sunset hits the New York skyline is something out of a painting. It's also super cool to have this game take place during Christmas. The snow-filled streets of New York remind me so much of Home Alone 2. But we ain't lost here, dudes and dudettes. This is our city in a video game. It might be a PS4 issue, but I did notice some pop-ins, unloaded textures, and a few glitches, but I'm just gonna coin that as a select issue. Spider-Man Miles Morales constantly runs at a solid 30 frames per second on the PlayStation 4, even when there's a ton of enemies on screen and snow is falling. One thing that I did notice that was also really cool was damage to your suit. As you're working through a level, your suit takes damage, but don't worry, once you're done, it goes back to looking its normal spectacular way. Accompanying these amazing visuals is some awesome music that sounds like Hans Zimmer got his hands on some 808s, and I love it. Especially the song by Jaden. It fits Miles' arc and theme in the game perfectly.
He's our Spider-Man.
Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is a fun romp in the Spider-Man gamerverse that we got introduced to 2 years ago, but with Miles' unique spin on it. Even though it's just a side story in the greater storyline, it fleshes out the world, and I'm super excited to see where it all leads. Hopefully a game with Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Gwen. I think the possibilities are truly endless here. I loved every moment of Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's energetic, hopeful, and exciting at every turn. These games are so good that they are genuine console sellers for the PlayStation brand, and they filled the infamous hole that I've been missing so much. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comment section below, were you able to play Spider-Man Miles Morales, and did you play it on the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5? If the PlayStation 5,
how did you get your hands on a PlayStation 5?
Anyway, dudes and dudettes, new videos on Tuesdays. Major Pineapple out.